Yo, Sean Carter, Lori, Smart, Twin. I see you. I see you. You already know what it is. It's your boy Green Eyes. I'm in the forest, and we across from Morris, man. Yeah, I'm in the forest, and we across from Morris. That's a whole fact. Break bread, ho. Break bread, ho. Yo, Shot Bang, step in my mansion, beloved. Yeah. Remember how yeah, remember Jersey J, he wouldn't let up or Wax AP? Yeah, you gotta apply pressure. That's a whole fact. I'm of course Morris,
You
and
already
I'm
know what it is, man. It's your boy Green Eyes. I cannot stay on my pivot. I don't be needing no misses. I'ma go out and get it. If I start, I'ma finish. Getting checks like I'm up in the clinic. They all try to study my lyrics. You gotta be in it to win it. Stop talking and just listen. Made it home safe, so he pitching. I be making the greatest decisions. This car, man, it gotta be tinted. I swear I grew up in the trenches. I'ma go and teach him a lesson. I don't be asking for credit. He starts shit, but then look for an exit. You gotta leave me alone. Sometimes I hate having a phone. Did shit all on my own. I'ma be on top of the throne. My ice cream, it ain't missing a cone. I gotta get out of my zone. I do a hit through a drone.
Dylan, Esadon. How y'all doing today? Esadon, a lot of people came to me today, and I'm gonna do the rating on the pizza. But a lot of people came today, and they said to not trust you. They said you're a backstabber. And I know you for many years, Esadon, and stuff like that. You always show me love. You spread love. That's the Brooklyn way. But I don't know why those people will come out of nowhere, man, and say that to me. Let me see if I can find the comments. Oh, look, I just found it. Look, it says, Esadon, where you go to call you out? I said, they said, look, they said, Esadon Hennessy is a liar. They say you're a liar. So if you want to pull up on the platform, Esadon and stuff like that, they said not to rent you up. I don't know, men. I don't know those people. They said to be careful with you, to watch you. So hit the link, Esadon. You never did me wrong. You always had my back and stuff like that. But yeah, I got the oven baked pizza. That's a whole fact. See, I like mine a little crispy though. Yeah, I like mine a little crispy. My bad. I couldn't wait to the video. I had to take a bite. What? This is the same type of pizza they was giving us in school, y'all. Oh, did it? I don't know what happened to Jose. I sent him a party. Um, he never responded. He might be sleeping. I can't believe this is the pizza we was eating in school, y'all. That's the pizza we was eating in school, y'all. Esadon, where you at? You was just on the platform. What happened? Esadon, where you at? Hit the link again. We got to get to the bottom of this. Because you never did me dirty. Hi. You sound low.
Is that better?
Way
Is that
better.
better?
Way better.
Oh, awesome. Okay. I can't really hear you, but it's typical of StreamYards from my end. Hey, I like the new haircut. Last time I saw you, you had it long.
I cut my hair. I wanted to
Looking
start
good.
fresh.
Good on you. I was glad that you reached out. I've dumped a lot of channels that I watched over the years and started up fresh. So when you reached out, I was pleased to see it.
Yeah, I had to reach out because I ain't see you in a minute. I was making sure everything was good. But besides that, I miss your support.
Well, it has been a long time, and they were good times, weren't they?
Yeah. So a few people came up to me, not up to me, but through the chat, and they seen you on my last live. When you
Yeah,
when pardon me, I'm sorry. I gotta feed the soul, but they said not to trust you, not to give you a ranch, and certain things, and you had a ranch for you almost 3 years
yeah,
now.
yeah.
So, do you know where that came from, or do you know like what's going on?
Absolutely. It didn't actually come from them watching your live because you will have never probably seen these people in there before. What they saw was remember you said share it out. So I went and shared your live on the community page while I was putting up your links, and then I came back. And these people follow my channel. They are my haters. And you know where they came from? Brooklyn Audit. You remember
Mm,
way back when Brooklyn swiped the orange? Well, way back then, I was one of his mods, and I was also following a group of other people, and this is that lot. So when I decided to stay and support Brooklyn because I was one of his mods, and nothing was proven at that time, they called me they called me all kinds of bloody things and said that I had no moral compass and that I was this, that, and the other thing. And ever since then, I mean, how long has it been? Nearly 2 years. They have followed my channel, trolled me, tried to get other people to not allow me in their lives or on panel. They have worked real hard
that
to go into um, my subscribers, all of my subscribers who make mention in my videos and they leave nice messages, they then go into their channel and leave hate messages. So yeah.
and so so you supporting Brooklyn Auto? Do you still support him?
Well, he's not around anymore.
Okay.
But
And
he
that's what I want to speak about. I want to speak about because I went with Cash running New York, and you seen that video when me and him we did our work. You seen that?
Yeah, because last time I was with you, you asked me to put up Easy's link, and I did that as well. So long time.
So I remember Brooklyn Nado. basically, these people they antagonize police, and not Cass running New York. Cass is good, but I feel like certain people was like antagonizing, like, because sometimes it's a way you could do it. You don't have to like, uh, you know. And with the orange, we forgave him. We all forgave him for doing that, but it
Yep.
was a little silly of him for doing that. Like,
Yep.
why would? Yeah, like, and no disrespect, Asadon. You know I love you. I'll show you man love and stuff like that. But I gotta be honest with you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not
Mm.
gonna support somebody that's trying to practice their amendment, but then you still in oranges.
Well, that's right. Yep. There was a whole fallout about that.
Yeah,
But
because
what they did,
he's just acting like it's just an orange. To me, it's not an orange because
yeah.
if you're trying to show people that you're trying to practice your
Mm,
amendments and stuff like that, then all that extra shit is out the window. You understand what I'm saying?
that's right. But I
So,
also
but
believe
I
in
forgave him.
forgiving.
Yeah, I forgave him. I wasn't mad at him for that. And that it didn't take food out my kid's mouth. It didn't affect me in no type of way and stuff like that. But the people that's doing that type of work right now is like is getting beyond the practice and amendments. You understand what I'm saying? Like you got
I
people fight.
do. In fact, I've stopped following so many of the what used to be called auditors and cop watchers simply because it's gotten to the point where they just are so that they've gone past
It's not real.
whole,
It's not real
yeah,
now. It's not
it's
real
just all
now.
for clicks, views, and likes. So
Yeah.
I very rarely watch any of them. But this lot that you had the misfortune to come in and leave messages for you, this is what they do. They come in and just mess with people who I support and who have supported me in the past. But if there is an issue regarding this lot doing that and you feel like I shouldn't be in your channel, I will leave because I'd rather they don't come in here and mess with you because as long as I'm here, they'll be watching this because this is what they've been waiting for.
Well, with
Um,
me, Gwen Stacy, how you feeling today? Well, with me, it doesn't affect you having me on my channel. I know we're gonna have trolls. We're gonna have people that
mm,
I'm not gonna let nobody dictate how you been treating me and your support. Like you show me mad love. Like you never argue with me. You never disrespected me no way, shape or form. So I'm not. Why would I let somebody just put something in the air and I just take it like I believe them and stuff like that? Whether they
but
right or wrong is is
they will
is, is my
continue.
judgment. Cause at the end of the day, to me, you show me kindness
Well, you're always here.
always. You understand what I'm saying? I can't. You know, I appreciate them letting me know and stuff like that, but that's my judgment to, it's not even nothing in the air for me to even think about because then now me agreeing with, but a stranger. You understand what I'm saying? And if they really felt some type of way, they could pull up on the platform and explain, why they have so much animosity.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you, as always, giving me the opportunity.
Yeah. How you
And,
feeling though? Besides all of the extra shit, extra curriculum.
uh, you know, I've got my dogs. They're here with
Oh,
me on the bed. There they are, fast asleep. Oh,
if,
and
if oh,
they're
you
what
got him
my
on the bed.
channel's really about.
You got him on the bed though, Esada.
My dogs, this house is theirs. They sleep on the bed, they sleep on the sofa. They're not just dogs. They're my companions, my
I
best
know.
buddies. They
Your
they
family.
keep me sane.
That's your piece. That's your piece.
So that's what my channel's about. And I try not to let the other ones worry me, these haters. They said that I have sex with my dogs and all this silly stuff just to try and rile me.
It
It
happened to
means
me too.
nothing.
It
Yeah,
happened to me too.
yeah. And
You know,
that's what they do.
I would respect if they pull up and stuff like that. But that's why you know when it don't affect you. If it's just a comment, somebody's commenting, it's not gonna really affect you like that because even though what sticks and stones make words hurt, but it's like don't let it affect you if they're not actually pulling it up, showing their face, expressing themselves. Like it's just a comment.
Yeah.
It's just a
It's
comment.
it's a bit of a nuisance, like it does tend to impact other people's channels, like sending you messages. They've done it to other people,
Right.
and I just stay away from it best I can now.
Yeah, just try to avoid it the best way you can.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes to avoid it because sometimes you like they say things that's like hurtful and stuff like that, but you know who you are, you know what your life is about, so
Well,
nobody
they
could
say
really.
it from the dark, the dark panel. They're not showing themselves and speaking when they do it. They hide. Um, this guy, Steve ABQ, he's from New Mexico. He doesn't show his face, not in the years that he's been on YouTube. Oh, he did once when he was out and about, but it was a long time ago. And
But the
that's what he does.
anonymous
He
crew is like
hides.
that too. The anonymous crew, they don't show their face, but they
Mm,
powerful.
yeah. So that's why thank you very much. I was racing around looking for my tripod and finding my glasses so I could come on here when you said, you got come up,
Thank you, thank
and
you.
I'll always do that. You have every right to know who's in your channel and who's throwing that wrench around, and I'm so pleased that you know that I'd never do anything
Yeah,
negative to
you
you or
had
your
a wrench
channel.
over here for like 3 years. They were like, oh, they're like, please don't give her a wrench. I'm like, what the fuck?
Uh, First
What?
thing I did when I came in yesterday was throw up as many links as were there, and I stayed on for an hour because I had to get going walking the dogs. And then today I came in and threw up the links. It's what you expect for someone who has a wrench,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my respect to you for giving me that.
Of course. You see, when they said that, like when you pulled up, I was like, did the ascendant change? Like, cause sometimes this YouTube be changing people. So when they told me that, I'm glad you was in the building, but I remember straight nothing but positivity, happiness, smiles, laughs, hugs when you pulled up on the platform. You feel me? So when they said that, it's like I try to look at you like, damn, the ascendant change, and I'm like, I don't see nothing like negative, or you still got the good spirit, and I don't know. Maybe it's just
Always happy to be here and help best way I can.
maybe it's a miscommunication, and some people just want to come at you for whatever reason.
Yeah. And yep, I'm here. Not going anywhere till you toss me out.
How's your day treating you so far? What you doing up at this time? Oh wait. What time is it where you at?
It's 5:45 on Sunday evening.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. No, I was just sitting in bed, patting the dogs, and I was listening to an audio book. Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta don't wake the dog up yet. Let him get the rest. Is
Yeah,
a
they're
girl or
both
boy?
here watching me.
Girl or boy?
I've got Max and Rex. So Rex is the big boy, that's the one that you're talking about, and Max is the little one, his mum.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
so that's
Mm.
Max.
Is Rex? Hey.
They both sleep together?
Yeah, they're mother and son.
Oh wow. But they don't go to sleep?
Well, we were out walking for about 3 hours today, so they're pretty tired. They're laid back there. They'll go to sleep when I stop talking, probably.
Yeah, they looking at you like, yo, Essadon, what you doing up at this time? I'm trying to get some Z's.
Yeah, yeah, they do that. But as I said, my channel's based on them, and
And
people
that's
really
one thing
love
I
the
love about you.
dogs.
You an animal lover. You an animal lover. I'm an animal lover. That's why we get along.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And you know they say scientifically proven people who are animal lovers are very smart.
Oh, I hope so. I know you're smart. How's the music going?
Oh, it's excellent. You know, I I it's been times where you're not feeling it mentally, and you know it takes away from your talent sometimes. So now I'm just embracing my God's given talent and just chasing my goals and trying to do what I have to do in life, and take life a little more serious.
Good. I think that's where you were at when I last caught up with you, which is, you know, it's a good track to be on.
And I'm good. I'm good. It's just certain things is like other people trying to like hold you back.
Mm,
You understand what I'm saying? It's like I don't I don't have time for people to hold me back. You understand what I'm saying?
good.
I'm more elevating. I'm trying to elevate in life. You know?
That's the way to be.
It's
Keep your
just
good
the
people
way it
close by.
is. People will never be the same. It's just the way it is.
Well, I left you a message on, and just to say that when I come over to um, New York, I'll hopefully catch up with you.
Yeah, come
Be
check me
later
out,
on
man.
this year.
Come check me out if you wanna come to New York and you wanna come to the boogie and stuff like that. You gotta know Green Eyes, cause I make sure everybody get home safe. You understand what I'm saying? That's
Well, I'll walk those streets with you again, so you bet.
Yeah, yeah. That's a don. And I wanna meet the puppies, man.
they they can't come with me.
Nah, nah, yeah, yeah. That's too much. That's
Yeah,
too much. Cause we
yeah,
gonna be chilling.
quarantine and
We
all
gonna be
that.
on the
It's
roller
too
coasters and
much to
all
get them
that.
into country.
Well, how did you get your family? How you got your pets?
Oh, they were rescues. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, they were at the pound. Somebody had mistreated them, so they were handed in. That was back in 2016. So, 8 years ago. And
Wow.
yeah,
Damn, people are so fucked up, man.
I
I have
know.
I have people that they they just get rid of their dogs. Yeah, they just take the chain off on the leash and they just let them go out.
Really? Oh, that's
Really,
awful.
really, S is done. Really,
That's bloody nasty, man.
no love, no love. Where's the
You
love?
have,
Where's the Brooklyn love?
no way, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's unbelievable. It's mind-boggling sometimes, man. Seeing that.
I know.
Like I get it sometimes, because housing, you can't have certain pets or animals and stuff like that. But you
Yeah.
could have went to a pet shop or something like that. No, no heart. There's no heart.
I mean, that they'll go hungry, they'll be abused by other people throwing bottles at them and
Yeah,
shit.
the car can hit them.
That's right.
Come on, I think about all of that. So don't come on. I really got love for animals, so things like that I don't really like that.
I couldn't imagine that. I mean, I want my puppy, there he is, to have absolutely everything in the world that a child would have.
I don't know. To me, it hurts me, man. It hurts me, man. A lot of things that's going on in this world, it's hurtful, man. That's why you just gotta have a clean spirit, so you could be strong enough to like deal with this. Like life is beautiful. It's all about
Oh,
perspective.
yeah.
Life is beautiful.
I
You
love
know,
life.
not as
I had
beautiful
my
as you.
birthday the other day.
Life is not as beautiful as you, though. That's the thing.
Oh, hey, I had my birthday the other day and I turned 57, and it was so cool
You look
because I never thought that I'd get this old.
57 and you still looking like you. Damn, you still look young.
I mean, I thought that I'd be long gone. When I was a teenager, my brothers said to me, "You better sort your shit out, or you'll end up either in jail or in a coffin." I thought,
Yeah,
okay.
man. I ain't think I'll make it past 18, man. The route I was going, man. I ain't think
Yeah,
I was making past 18. But thank the Lord that I'm still here. But you look so young for your age.
you said life's good, if you're a happy person, and I have a great relationship with my children, so that helps. They're good kids, adults
You
now,
look
but they're
mad.
good
You look like a
kids.
baby.
I can be pretty fucking mean when I want to, though.
No, not like that. I'm talking about looks. Cause you said you was 50 something. I'd say you look like a baby.
Oh.
Yeah, not like that. I didn't mean it like that. Like you look like a baby. I didn't mean it like that. I thought you was about to get crazy. I didn't.
It's been good. It's been a good life. Children are fun. Puppies are happy. I'm happy. I've got a good life here in Melbourne. Love Australia, and couldn't ask for better. That's why when I do my YouTube, I like it to be drama free and clean, and to deal with the better people like yourself and those who see life as wondrous and a blessing.
Life is a blessing. Life is beautiful. I just try to take my baby steps. I don't try to rush to just life. Life is so beautiful, and I remember when I didn't look at life beautiful. So now that I look at it beautiful, I'm just trying to keep it there.
Good. Yep. Keep your platform. Keep yourself good. Happy
You,
for you.
you ate today?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
You
What?
eating pizza? What kind of pizza?
Oh yeah, I just ate it. You ain't see me eat it.
Yeah, of
I was
course I did. I could hear you eating it. It sounded yummy.
yo yum yum for the tum tum.
What kind of pizza was it?
Oh man, that was the my man Jose showed me a pizza of it. I forgot. It's the oven bake. It's like Elios. It's called Elios or something. You ever heard
Have
of
all
it?
sorts on it.
Elos or something like that.
Didn't last long, did it?
Nah, it didn't last too long though. It was long. It's long though. It's like this.
Wow.
Yeah, it is long. But the only thing is just when you got the munchies and you smack and you high, you like
Yeah.
that little shit ain't gonna do nothing. It's like you gonna eat that shit mad fast. Cause I remember to me that size was good enough for me where I was like, I'm good. Like one slice, I'm good. But now I think I need like six of them shits.
Yeah, I remember having the munchies too when I was younger. Jeez.
And I put it on 10, so It's crispy. You know, it come out crispy. That's how I like my pizza, crispy.
Yeah, I don't like soggy pizza.
Yeah, nah. I mean, sometimes it depends. Like if it's like greasy and yeah, oh man, ooh, ain't nothing like that greasy pizza.
Yeah, I love cheese. I love cheese, all
Oh
kinds of
man,
cheeses.
but we gotta have that self control.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when it
'cause
comes to food, I
it's not
don't
really
have a hell
healthy.
of a lot of self-control. Yeah.
Honestly, you know why a lot of people um like pizza?
Smells good, tastes good.
It's shaped like a woman's vagina backwards.
uh, Green eyes.
I'm like, it's funny.
Is that
It's
why
funny.
women like hot dogs?
No, no. Yeah, that's why women. That's why women. That's why women like hot dogs. That's a fact.
Sausage in a bun.
Yo, but that's real shit. Like we laughing, but that's why we. That's why men like pizza, and we don't even know it.
What about if women like like pizza?
Y'all like Snickers. Y'all like Snickers. Y'all like Snickers.
Oh man.
Yo, but that's real shit. It is real shit.
I'll take your word for it, man. Uh, I'm gonna head out, Green Eyes, and let you get back to your chat. I'll be down there in the chat, okay?
Who's in the chat? What you said?
I'll be down in the chat. I'm gonna jump down now, okay? It's
Oh,
good to be up here. Good to
let me
chit chat and have a laugh. And when you're on next, I'll jump up as well and have another chat, okay?
let me know when you go live. I'll pull up on your platform too and show you that love and support.
All right, sweets. Take care.
Thank you, Esther, for pulling up on the platform. Much love and respect to you, your family, and your kids if you have any. I mean, your dogs are your kids. Let me try to show Esther what I was talking about. I gotcha. Hold it down like Nino. Well, let me put a commercial by the time the commercial stop.
You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Green Eyes.
I cannot stay on my pivot. I don't be needing no misses. I'ma go out and get it. If I start, I'ma finish. Getting checks like I'm up in the clinic. They all try to study my lyrics. You gotta be in it to win it. Stop talking and just listen. Made it home safe, so he pitching. I be making the greatest decisions. This car, man, it gotta be tinted. I swear I grew up in the trenches. I'ma go and teach him a lesson. I don't be asking for credit. He starts shit, but then look for an exit. You gotta leave me alone. Sometimes I hate having a phone. Did shit all on my own. I'ma be on top of the throne. My ice cream, it ain't missing a cone. I gotta get out of my zone. I do a hit through a drone.
What's the word? What's the word? Oh yeah, look. I got it now. Look at this conversation. Remember, remember Esadon, I told you about the pizza and all that? About the food and all that? Watch.
Where I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, able to grow and respect you, man, like so much. If you put somebody in there, it's gonna all have to start with that self-love. But you know, again, we letting people create our environment and putting us in these tanks. I used to have a snake, you know, and I remember when I had this snake, I was like 10 years old, but something caught up to me. It stayed in my consciousness. My mama said, if you don't change the cage and make the cage bigger, the snake won't grow. It will only grow to fit in the cage. And I'm like, dang. So now, you know, I'm 33 thinking about it. If you put somebody in an environment and you limit that environment that you put them in, they only going to be able to grow to function in that environment.
That's a fact.
Anything outside that environment, they're going to be unaware of or they're going to lack the knowledge of. That's why we get it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are not being privy to the environment. So I mean, privy to the knowledge that they're keeping away from us. And that's why I respect you, man, like so much. Because you are out feeding the masses of people and you get into the high level conversations, and now we waking people up. They probably in their notebooks like this right now. Let me look up that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's what it's about. So what we doing essentially is we breaking that cage that my mama was talking about with that snake out here. We breaking. Now that snake is able to grow and be introduced to another environment that it didn't even know existed. From 19 keys, it's
High level conversations.
Peace family, 19 Keys tapping in with another high-level conversation. This time, man, this is a special episode for me because it takes me back to the crib. You understand me? A place where I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, where I grew up, you understand me? And, you know, rough terrain environments where I learned a lot of lessons, you know, in a place where most of the people that I know from there are dead, in jail, on drugs. You understand me? It's a heavy criminal environment. A lot of homicide happens out there. A lot of unsolved murders. You understand me? It's a food desert. It's rated as one of the lowest. Know how they heal themselves. It's all these power. Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So it's your call
Come on, man, Yakai.
Yeah,
you
Yakai.
gotta let me. And all that you've went through.
Well, for those that don't know me, my name is Yakai. Everybody call me.
Come on, man, Yakai.
Yeah,
you
Yakai.
gotta let me.
Everybody call me Yaki for sure.
Okay.
So my name is Yakai, but everybody call me.
I'm biased to the key. I'm always gonna try to throw a key in there.
Hey, no, that's just really Yaki. So
Okay.
it's Yakai. It's a Hebrew name and just means Yahoo gives life or Yahweh gives life.
Yes, sir.
And my middle name is Rafa. Rafa means healer. Last name Elohim means power.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So my name really explains who I am, but everybody call me Yaki for short. You know what I'm saying? But what got me into health and healing was truly essentially healing myself. You know, being in the streets of St. Louis, raised out there, running the streets, gang banging, getting shot, stabbed. I got metal from here to here, wounds all over my body. You tend to start getting into, activities that's not healthy or conducive for your health, man. So, I was smoking a lot of weed, drinking a lot of alcohol, and I got into snorting cocaine with the gang that I was with. And I ended up developing a heart disease. My kidneys start to fail. I had diabetes, high blood pressure, man. I remember taking all the medicines and everything, but I wouldn't stop smoking cigarettes, stop smoking weed, stop drinking alcohol, and I wouldn't stop snorting. So one day I ended up snorting a line, man, and I had a mini heart attack. And I ended up going to the hospital, and they was telling me while I was in the hospital, I was actively having a heart attack. And just listening to the doctors, my mom used to always tell me to stop. Sisters, brothers, everybody used to always tell me to slow down. But it was just something about that last particular incident, man, and being in that hospital and that doctor looking me in my eyes, just telling me if you do this again, you might not survive this one. And man, it scared me straight. I ended up going home that day. I threw away all my dope, threw away the dope that I was selling, flushed my weed down the toilet, you know what I'm saying? And I sat down on the couch. And I'm like, man, when I was sitting down, I was sitting next to a little table and I had all my medicine up there. And I just got disgusted with myself, man. So I'm like, man, what can I do not to take this medicine no more? Because it was having physical effects on my body where I couldn't even be a young man, if you know what I mean. That's what the side effects of the medicine do. You can't procreate and stuff off of that stuff because blood don't flow properly.
Right.
So, man, I ended up getting on YouTube and Googling natural healing remedies, you know what I'm saying, to some of the stuff that I was suffering from. And a Caucasian man, an Anglo-Saxon popped up, and I couldn't feel him. But at the end of the video, YouTube give you, suggested people that you can listen to. And Dr. Sabi popped up, man, and I seen this black, tall, skinny, bald-headed man talking about he done healed HIV, sickle cell anemia, leukemia, talking about the Usha Village Research Institute. And it just blew my mind because, coming from my aspect, superheroes don't look like us. You know what I'm saying? You look at the TV, you see the man with the cape on, it's a white face behind it. You see Wonder Woman, it's a white face behind it. So to see a black man speaking with such authority like that, with confidence, and he was for sure, it took me, man, and I became addicted to the research. So I started studying him. I studied him so much. Within the next 3 days, I knew who all his wives was. I knew everybody's name. That's how much I was just watching him. And man, that's what he like motivated a spark for my purpose. And everything changed right there, man. I ended up studying herbology. I got into a bunch of biochemistry classes. I am a biochemist. Started studying a lot of stuff, and then that's when I started messing with particular herbs. Ended up making me a concoction. Took my own herbs and healed myself within 120 days. I went back to the doctor. I didn't have no more scar tissue on my heart. I didn't have diabetes no more. I didn't have high blood pressure no more. I was able to get an erection. I mean, everything about my whole entire life had changed just from changing my diet and changing what I was drinking, man. And that's once I healed myself, man. My mama was like, I seen you do it. I watched you do it. What about me? I got high blood pressure. So I ended up giving her the herbs.
Esadon, remember I told you about the the pizza looking like a vagina, and that's why a lot of people like that food. He's gonna explain that a little more better.
He healed. From there, I went to my sister, and once I healed my sister, it went worldwide, man. Started in the small communities of St. Louis, and now we global with it.
That's powerful. It's a lot in there that's powerful, matter of fact, and it's a lot really to unpack. Because, we got a epidemic within our culture, because we got a death culture.
Yeah.
You understand me? We very necromantic. You understand me? Like, we celebrate the things that bring us closer to death.
Yeah.
Rather than that, celebrate the expansion of our lives and raise our vibration.
So when it comes to the reality of like, you know, young men overdosing on lean or doing lean and things of that nature, you know, or just ones that's out there popping pills, do drugs, because you didn't just say you got rid of cocaine, you say you got rid of the weed too. Everything. You understand me? But why the weed? Why everything? Why not just, you know, from what you know caused the heart attack? You understand me? What gave you the mindset to say, you know what, I'm going to just completely detox from it all?
I mean, for one, you know, if you look at what weed is and you look at marijuana and you study the chemical composition of it, you know, the THC.
See, what he's saying is there's yo Essadon, look, he's gonna explain it about the pizza and stuff like that. It might be funny, it sounded funny because it's like shape of a girl's vagina backwards, but when he break down the pizza and stuff like that and all the foods and why people like these certain foods and why they go to them, and the body is automatically programmed to go for these type of foods.
Is acidic, and when it binds to certain chemistry in your brains, it actually kills your brain cells when you put a flame.
And weed make people sensitive. Weed got people sensitive, and he's gonna explain it.
Everything. Why not just, you know, from what you know caused the heart attack? You understand me? What gave you the mindset to say, you know what, I'm gonna just completely detox from it all?
I mean, for one, you know, if you look at what weed is and you look at marijuana and you study the chemical composition of it, you know, the THC is acidic, and when it binds to certain chemistry in your brains, it actually kills your brain cells when you put a flame to it. Anytime you put fire to anything, you change the chemical molecular structure of it. So, you know, I'm not against marijuana for healing purposes if you use it as in teas and stuff like that for healing. But when you using it for psychotic, you know, ailments, and you using it just to free yourself from where you went in order to stop the shadow work that you need to go through to actually free yourself, then it becomes a drug and you're getting addicted to it. And not only that, it kills your brain cells. The way they make the weed now, where they take a female plant and mix it with a female plant and get all these hybrids. Not only that, they put magnesium blockers or magnesium inhibitors inside of the weed that stop the seeds from growing. So now you got all this hybrid weed with no seeds that was created by Yahweh for you to get. So then you smoking this stuff, and you look at the research on weed and the height of the hybrid weed, man, it changes your psychological preference in life. It even changes your sexuality in certain type of ways, and people don't look at it like that.
That's a fact.
But it does. So we see a lot of effeminate men. We see a lot of homosexuality exchanges going on within the black community, and nobody ever looked at the marijuana and dig into the biochemical history of the marijuana to see that the marijuana is changing our outlook and perception on life.
You know, Dr. Wesley, you know, one of the person I look up to when it comes to information, because his scholarship is very rigorous. He does a lot of detail, and he brings the science and the facts, and he talks about, you know, the chemical assault on the black man and black malehood, and specifically in connection to weed. You feel me? Because of, you know, like you said, when you smoke it, it changes the chemical composition. You understand me? Because most people are doing it for the psychoactive effect, not the cannabinoids, and not so that they can get some sort of healing or anti-inflammation or whatever it may be. You know, they want to get high, right? And so the reality of it is that it has inhibitors that block testosterone. You understand me? Specifically in men, but also increase testosterone in women, right? And so, you know, those balances and imbalances of mood, imbalances of hormones have an effect on it. And most people don't want to take a look and have that conversation, but we know that that's the reality. You know, like, we live at the point where if you can distract us from that mind to God where we focus, there's nothing we can do. You understand me? Like, if we can get focused, we can build and produce any idea that's within the mind. This episode is brought to you by Go. Able to break down the composite. This has this side effect and it does this. And when you start to look at your environment, if you eating food your entire life, right? If a person can put in front of them all the food that they ate in the warehouse, and they was able to break down the composition of what was in it, you're going to see that it was concoction of death. You understand me? And destruction and things that have disruption of your hormones. You understand me? And your sexual drive and things of that nature. And so it's because I know I'm going to have a diverse audience, but in the day, truth is truth.
Everything starts from that primitive gut tool. It's three things that's created simultaneously, I would say, at the same time. That's the nervous system, the primitive gut tool, and something called the lipid sac. The lipid sac is the actual lymphatic system for it to clean up all the byproducts that the baby is getting from eating all the food that mother eat. Then you also have that blood, but blood and lymph is called the interstitial fluid of the body. This is all talking about the same chemical composition. From there, you got the primitive gut tube where everything grows from.
Yeah.
You know, they call it the ectoderm, the mesoderm, and the endoderm. And when you start looking at, and this is how holistic health is, your skin is made from the same cells as your brain. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a skin problem, something is wrong with your brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You start looking at your internal organs, they made for the same thing as your eyes. So like what I just think we need to be re-educated and taught of what true love is, and that love for self is gonna make us research health.
Yeah.
It's gonna make us research food. It's gonna make us research
That's
religion. It's gonna all have to start with that self-love. But you know, again, we letting people create our environment and putting us in these tanks. I used to have a snake, you know, and I remember when I had this snake, I was like 10 years old, but something caught up to me. It stayed in my consciousness. My mama said, if you don't change the cage and make the cage bigger, the snake won't grow. It will only grow to fit in the cage. And I'm like, dang. So now, you know, I'm 33 thinking about it. If you put somebody in an environment and you limit that environment that you put them in, they only going to be able to grow to function in that environment.
That's a fact.
Anything outside that environment, they're going to be unaware of, or they're going to lack the knowledge of. And that's why we're ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Because we are not being privy to the environment. So, I mean, privy to the knowledge that they're keeping away from us. And that's why I respect you, man, like so much. Because you are out feeding the masses of people and you get into the high level conversations, and now we waking people up. They probably in their notebooks like this right now. Let me look up that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's what it's about. To learn. So what we doing essentially is we breaking that cage that my mama was talking about with that snake out here. We breaking it. Now that snake is able to grow and be introduced to another environment that it didn't even know existed, man.
You know, most of us, we so attracted to death, we got to distract them from it. Like, unfortunately, it's like, you know how like a person watching Netflix all day, like that's their distraction. But really, it's not. That's their primary focus.
Facts.
This is their distraction. You understand me? Because
that was
this
right
ain't this ain't their dominant majority in their life.
Facts.
Like consciousness is now people's distraction.
Yeah.
And then they go right back to the reality. You understand me? That's destroyed.
Which is their focus.
Yeah, which is what they primary focus
I like that.
is.
I like that.
So it's like, knowing that being a 1% of somebody's life, trying to increase the repetition of people getting into the pattern and a better frequency of self. Like, always say what you do frequently becomes your frequency.
Facts.
Right? Like, you can look at a person's reality and see the sum of their habits, their thoughts, their ideas, and their patterns.
Facts.
That's the frequency you want.
Facts.
And it's going to control you. But I want to have a conversation about this because you talked about something, and it's about more so the connection between food and sex, right? Now, I know that specifically in America, you know, when you go on a date, most of the dates are going to be to food, right? You're going to eat food, the blood going to go down, it's going to excite those erogenous areas, it's going to make you horny, you want to have sex.
Okay.
That's the food sex cycle. You have...
That's what I was talking about, Esadon, with the pizza looking like a girl's vagina backwards. They talking about it. This is powerful right here. Pay attention, y'all.
You talked about something, and it's about more so the connection between food and sex, right? Now, I know that specifically in America, you know, when you go on a date, most of the dates are going to be to food, right? You're going to eat food, the blood going to go down, it's going to excite those erogenous areas, it's going to make you horny, you want to have sex. That's the food sex cycle. You have sex, you burn the calories, you understand me, and then you get hungry, and then it's a food sex cycle within that pattern of relationship.
Can I throw something in there real quick?
No, I want you to throw it all in there, man.
And look, we got to keep this. We got to keep this too. The food that they eating got sexual hormones in them, especially if you're eating chicken. You know, because they want them to reproduce faster. So they sticking them with all type of sexual steroids. So that come on to you. Then most of the food is died through stress. You know what I'm saying? So you getting all them stress, you know, melanin neurotransmitters that come from the food. So, and you have to look at promotion-wise when it comes to food psychology. You know, we see that a Snicker is made to replicate a black man's penis. Got the veins in it and everything. You bite into
Esadon, pay attention.
Caramel dripping from the Snicker.
Esadon, didn't we just speak about that? The Snicker and the pizza. Pay attention. Pay attention. I'm telling you, Esadon. I wasn't just up here talking like that.
cycle. You have sex, you burn the calories, you understand me, and then you get hungry, and then it's a food sex cycle within that pattern of relationship.
Can I throw something in there real quick?
No, I want you to throw it all in there, man.
And look, we gotta keep this. We gotta keep this too. The food that they eating got sexual hormones in them, especially if you eating chicken. You know, because they want them to reproduce faster, so they sticking them with all type of sexual steroids. So that come on to you. Then most of the food is died through stress. You know what I'm saying? So you getting all them stress, melanin neurotransmitters that come from the food. So, and you have to look at promotion-wise when it comes to food psychology. You know, we see that a Snicker is made to replicate a black man's penis. Got the veins in it and everything. You bite into the Snicker, you got caramel dripping from the Snicker. It's even in our foods. Hot dogs. What is the concept of a hot dog? And why do a hot dog go between buns? What about pizza? And how pizza is used for pedophiles. It's called Pizza Gate. But you see, pizza represents the upside down triangle, which represents the womb of a woman. So food is sexual. But we have to start looking at sex. Sex ain't all about the sexual reproductive organs, you know. Just like a woman have lips on her mouth, she have lips down there. You know, just how you have certain things that's in the back of your throat, this is something called a clitoris. So we see that as above, so below. So you can have sex through food just like you have sex through your lower reproductive organs.
That's why people, a lot of people substitute sex for food sometimes.
Facts.
It's going to give you that same endorphin raise. You understand me? You feel like
See what he said?
Hey, look, so
He said the same satisfaction that you get from eating is the same satisfaction that you'll get from sex. So that's why a lot of people, their diet is off, because that's the first thing they do. Even females. Don't you notice that females, once, they going through it and they sad, they want ice cream. Ice cream, we all scream for ice cream. You understand what I'm saying? But it's not healthy.
In America, they say 45% of America is obese, but it's really probably 70-80%.
you know they be lying on them stats.
Yeah. But I was going to ask you, because you talked about caring, because number one, there's a lot of black men out there with erectile dysfunction at young ages. And
if you really want to be a CEO, want to be an entrepreneur, you should take the first step.
Number one, who's to say it's natural in the first place? You understand? You should be able to go your whole life and be able to procreate, understand me, and reproduce. But of course, with all of the things that we eat, you understand me, and all of the mucus that build up and all the things that's in between, not only are we not creating enough little swimmers, you understand me, like growing up in St. Louis, we was drinking best sodas and all kind of crazy crap.
Red hot ripples.
Yeah, man, the emos, you feel me? It was good, but it was destroying my manhood.
Yeah,
you understand me, the whole time, decreasing my testosterone, not giving me none of the substance and nutrition that I need. And so there's a lot of males that destroy today from a biological level.
Yeah, facts.
You understand me? Just on the way that they eat. Like, you can't produce that energy. Number one, you don't have any control over it. Yeah. Then two, you can't properly, that's an emasculation right there.
Facts.
And then you can't even think clearly. So now you're not that type of person that can even come up with ideas and produce them in reality. So you ain't got no power in the first place. Yeah. So it's like, how did you get over, from when you was doing drugs and you started to clear up to where you can properly function as a man again?
First I had to realize a word that I call estrogen annihilation.
Yeah.
That's what's making us very effeminate. That's what's happening with the THC and the weed. That's what's happening what they putting into all the food. And then if you look,
call it soy boys.
Soy boys, right? Soy boys. Yeah, soy boys, the estrogen annihilation. And if you look at estrogen, synthetic estrogen, it is what we were just talking about earlier, which is a magnesium inhibitor and a manganese inhibitor. You can't produce zinc, and zinc is what works with testosterone to create your actual seminal fluid, or what we're gonna call semen. So, if you're eating all these foods that's high in estrogen, high in all these different acidic acids that's being left behind as byproducts of synthetic chemicals that they put in the food for additives and preservatives, these preservatives are literally not only behavior modifiers, but they're sexual modifiers too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's really messing with us, man, and cutting off our circulation, keeping us from getting erections, and keeping us from reproducing the actual seminal fluid. So how I got rid of mine was I started studying a lot, and once I realized that, dang, estrogen is naturally supposed to be in my body, but I'm not using the natural estrogen in my body, I'm using a synthetic estrogen.
Right.
Dang, that's robbing me, you know, because estrogen is now, synthetic estrogen is an iron phosphate inhibitor too. Well, the black man's mineral is iron phosphate, period. We need that for oxygen. We need that to convert all types of other different steroids over. So I'm starting to see that the food was robbing me of all the minerals and all the melanin neurotransmitters that I need to keep a balance of homeostasis. So once I started shying away from the food, because, you know, that moment in the hospital for me, I started loving myself. I don't know what it was. I don't even know if it was the doctor or if it was my time. Yahweh was just like, look, get it now or don't get it. But it woke me up.
Perhaps it was just the idea that, you know, you was living to get close to death. And then you got it and realized you wanted to be closer to life.
Right, I didn't want it. Facts.
You understand me? You know, it was somebody was saying that, you know, if I offered, if I said, yo, I would give you $10 million right now, you know, everybody gonna be like, ah, cool, I take $10 million. You know, but if I say, all right, I'm going to give you $10 million, but, you understand me, it means you won't wake up tomorrow morning. So you got till tomorrow, but you get your $10 million.
Nah, I don't need no 10 million.
And so what that was to say is that means that waking up tomorrow is more valuable than $10 million.
Fact.
So we should be living like it.
Yeah.
Because anybody in this room would take $10 million just for another day.
Yeah.
So that lets you know how valuable life and breathing another moment is, but we don't have that reality.
Fact.
You understand me? Because we born in systems that tell us, all right, number one, everything is planned out for us.
Fact.
Right? You got your nursery, you got your middle school, you got high school, you get that degree or you get that diploma, then you go into college, then you go take out a debt loan. You understand? You take that debt loan, then you go through college, go to a university, then go work for somebody else. You work for somebody else, you set up your retirement account, IRA, all of that shit, and then you retire. You understand me? And then you just wait to die. Like, that don't sound like a life that no human being should ever sign up for.
Man, it sound like prison.
It is a prison because it's a structure that was given where you can't control your mind and your will.
Facts.
So I always talk about there's no degrees to slavery. Yeah. If you're a slave by any degree, you're still a slave.
Still a slave. Facts.
But we often compare it to chattel slavery, which was the worst form.
Yeah.
So we'd be like, I'm not a slave. Yeah. No, you're a slave. You're just not in chattel slavery.
Yeah, they took off the chains and put you in psychological chains.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but I want to talk about, you know, just some of the foods that you do eat. You understand me? Just as a bruh from the streets or somebody that can see themselves in you, they like, all right, I hear the nice science, I hear the words, I hear everything, but what do I actually eat if I want to go about a diet of restoring myself, restoring my gut, my heart, my mind, healing myself?
So I would say this, transition, because they're going to need a transition. Where we, through the 12 years of doing this, through the thousands of healing testimonies of so-called incurable diseases, you know, with the paperwork to prove it, anybody just Google Yaki healing testimonies, they'll pop up. I noticed they always lead with the transitional diet first. So I say a good transitional diet will be the late great Dr. Sebi diet. That's a good transitional diet, you know, going the alkaline way and then cooking the food, you know, so-called cooked alkaline food it's a very good transition. But after that, you have to graduate from that too and go on to the raw side and stop.
See that older guy that y'all just seen? That man done cure people. He done cure people that had cancer. That's not just an old guy y'all just seen.
Putting fire to your food, which is changing the chemical composition of the food. Anyway,
you just lost 90% of the audience when you said.
Yeah.
See, when he said you put fire to the food, you're destroying it.
No, I know. So, and that's why I always throw out the transition. But if you truly want to yield high vitality and high living, and keep your thoughts clear and be in vibration with your creator, you know, you have to do things all on how the creator planned it to be. If we was meant to cook our food, we would have something in our anatomy that creates fire. You know, like a dragon can breathe fire from its breath. Yeah. You know, if we was meant to eat meat, we would have claws, we have canines, we have short colons. You know, we sleep 16 to 20 hours a day. We'll be horizontal where we can get up to 70 miles an hour to track down our prey. We don't have none of these things. If we was meant to cook, the creator Yahweh would have created pots and pans in the wilderness where it was pots and pans there. So if you look at the animal kingdom, I've never seen them get a pot and pan and cook their food. I've never seen them use oil to cook their food. I've never seen them fry anything. They rely on nature's natural resources, and we see that animals live longer than us. Animals live longer than us.
That's a fact.
Why is that? That's because
That's a
they are
fact.
adapted to their natural habitat. You know, we are not. We have been put in a artificial environment and given food and given us these concepts of cooking and these concepts of what true food is.
So are you a vegan?
I'm not a vegan. I'm totally not a vegan. That vegan word is a whole man. It's unhealthy movement.
I know that there was an older white gentleman that was in love with cows. You understand me? And he stopped eating meat because of that. Any animal-based products, you understand me? He took the derivative of vegetarian and said that I'm a vegan. So he started that, but it had nothing to do with health.
Nothing at all.
You understand me? And I think that, number one, people ask me if I'm a vegan all the time, and I always say no, but I tell them I'm healthy, though, which is a complete difference.
Yeah.
But not every vegan can say that they're healthy.
Yeah.
Because they don't focus on health.
No, facts.
You understand me?
Facts.
They focus on restrictions based on animals.
Yeah, facts.
Right? Or the planet, but not based on their health and human beings and how we actually supposed to eat.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I seen do you eat honey?
Yes, and that's what I was going to get into.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why, for one, I don't like the word vegan anyway, period. But I don't, for and on the record, I don't eat no animals. I don't eat any dairy products. I don't eat none of that. You know what I'm saying? My diet literally is like an 80% fruit, 20%, vegetable type diet. I eat grains here and there, sprouted beans and stuff like that. But my diet is very, very, very clinical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What about, first of all, I want to put out my propaganda against the honey haters. You feel me? Because I went to a restaurant Planta in Miami, and they said they don't serve honey because they vegans. Man, I was mad.
You realize Planta is me and his favorite restaurant in Miami. We fly to Miami just to go to Planta.
Man, Planta good as hell, but they don't serve honey. And I'm getting into it with the people like, bro, come on, man, this is vegan.
Yeah.
Like, come from Planta.
It comes from plants. They say it comes from the bee.
Because the bees is working. But
come
listen,
on, man.
That's why I was like, man, this stuff is ridiculous.
It is.
Like, who made up these rules?
It's too intellectual, bro.
Yeah, because number one, you got big vegans,
yes.
You know what I'm saying, which are completely unhealthy because either, let's say you don't eat plant-based food, or you don't eat meat-based food, but you eat too much.
Yeah.
You understand me, of everything else.
Yeah.
And then you got junk-based vegans where you just eat food that's not animal-based, but it's junk food.
Yeah.
You understand me? It's not good for you.
Yeah.
And then you got people who eat plant-based.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Which is not a vegan. They're plant-based.
Yeah, plant-based.
And that's what I'm plant-based.
Different.
I'm plant-based.
I respect plant-based way more because plant-based is really based on health. But I wanted to throw in, I was talking with my brother Blue Pill, and Mama Pill, and Red Pill, and KT the Arch Degree one time I was in New York, and came up in a conversation about the Dr. Sebi diet. And, Mama Pill, she was married to Dr. Sebi when he was going through his cases and founded his first facility to where it's now where the current Barclay Center is in New York. And so she helped him through that entire period through the trial and everything else. But me and Blue was talking about that diet, where that diet was more specifically that electrical food diet that where you see the small list was for people who are sick. So it was a healing diet. Now don't get me wrong, most people are sick. You understand me? But the strictness was specifically with those restrictions to heal. When you talk about hearing all of the people that got cancers or AIDS or herpes or all of those different things, it was to electrify that body, create all those restrictions so that no other chemicals, and this is the way I'm interpreting now after he said that, but I know a lot of people start off with that and they can't adhere to it, you understand me, because it was always meant to be like, if you will, a medical guide. You understand me? Imagine a doctor saying, look, you got cancer, you can only eat this, that, and the third. But at the same time, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it just because most people in America are sick.
No, fact.
Just undiagnosed.
Yeah, and there's a lot of genetic weaknesses going on too. Me personally, I would use and all much respect to Dr. Sebi, late great. He the one who ignited the flame in me that got me doing what I'm doing now.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad was my first for How to Eat to Live.
Man, that book is amazing.
Yeah.
Till this day.
Yeah.
Till this day.
I mean, well, a lot of people don't give it credit, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad sparked the whole entire health food revolution in America.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
That's what Dr. Sebi said.
Amongst many other things he taught.
Oh, yeah.
Amongst many other things. Facts. These are facts.
You know what I'm saying?
But, you know, me, I'm not going to say I 100% agree with the diet. I do agree for a transitional period. But me, you know, as the fruitarian, you know, studies clinical trials, because, you know, everything, the HIV that we heal, the herpes that we heal, which you can pull this stuff up, the herpes cases, the cancer cases, we done got people out of wheelchairs that was wheelchair bound for 8 years. We healed somebody in Detroit that couldn't walk for 10 years, you know what I'm saying, in a wheelchair. These was on high energetic fruit diets. And then studying our physiology, you know, it's proven. I know that our body's done adapted to certain foods, but it's proven that we yield the most energy and we live the best and how I have clear thoughts on all fruit diets. So
what is a culture that is mostly just a high fruit diet?
What do you mean?
Like, is there a culture that you can look to, like in Africa, with some original people that to this day eat mostly just high fruit?
So you got islanders. Islanders eat mostly fruit. They do have vegetables here and there, but they eat mostly fruits. Islanders most definitely. I got plenty of books too that talk about the fruitarian diet. You got Back to Eden that talks about people that used to eat fruits and nothing but fruits. You also got Dr. Morse. He talks about the same thing. You got Dr. Laila Africa in his early books. He was talking about how we all came from that fruit diet. You know what I'm saying? And again, once you study the physical makeup and you put in the clinical trials, you know, we got 12 years in of putting people on all fruits and seeing what it does to the body. Not saying that these other diets, live it, should I say, because I hate the word diet, can't heal you, but I see fast healing, especially neurologically, is going to be on high energetic foods. You know, but you do have to put in, you know, genetic weaknesses, man. We genetically weak. And every time the child get older and have a baby, that's another genetic weakness. So we see fruits, people get on fruit and they get completely skinny. You start seeing a sunken face and, you know, they look malnutrition. But that's the genetics for us eating all these acidic forming foods that have been breaking down our tissues and breaking down our cells and our mitochondria. So now you get on these high foods and we got to put in the fact too that the ground is malnutrition. They done completely messed up the soil. You know what I'm saying? The fruits that you're eating now are lacking a lot of they phytonutrients and nutrition. Even the Sebi diet, a lot of this stuff is lacking the stuff that wood had in there hundreds of years ago because what they doing to the earth, man. So, but if you look at it from a physical standpoint, just physiology, you look at it from our small intestinal tract, even when you get into the pH balance of something called trypsin, amylose, the way our mouth and our salivary glands produce these alkalining breaking down agents, man, we are frugivores. You know what I'm saying? You can science it.
I can't wait to hear a lot of, you know, your peers that's in the world of, you know, nutrition and health. You understand me? Give their review. Yeah. You understand me? If you will, about the ideas of more specifically purely eating fruit. You understand me? And I think it's definitely worth a try. I think this is where a lot of people have misconceptions about fruit when it comes to sugar. You understand me? Because people don't believe that you can break down the sugar that's in fruit because they think of it in the same way they think about white sugar or other types of sugar.
Sucrose, pentose, maltose,
and all that. Can you get people to break down on sugar and why you can eat fruit without worrying about the sugar aspect?
Of course. So when you got sugar, you got three main bases of sugars. You got galactose, which is produced by the black woman's breast. You have fructose, which is actually naturally occurring in your fruits. And then you have glucose, which is naturally occurring in your vegetables. All right. So I already told y'all earlier in the interview that your fructose yields 12,000 angstroms of energy. Your glucose or your vegetables only yield 9,000 angstroms of energy. Fruits is good. The only way I can heal diabetes 1 or 2 is by way of fructose. When you get somebody with diabetes and they're insulin dependent, you have something called the islands of Langerhans. So they'll say that sugar raises the glucose. You're a glucose load on fruits, which is a total lie. Every diabetic patient that I've had that had 1 or 2 hyperglycemia or diabetes mellitus, we healed them on an all-fruit diet with herbs. Now, this is the reason why. Fructose. When you eat fructose bypass the pancreas. The pancreas has something called the islands of Langerhans. You have the alpha cells, which produce glycogen. You have the beta cells that produce insulin. Then you have the delta cells that produce something called somatostatin. Somatostatin is a mixture of a growth pituitary hormone, and it's mixed with glycogen again. Well, in order to actually break down glucose and put glucose in the blood to penetrate a cell, that's what insulin does. Insulin is used as a key. So insulin is a key that take glucose, unlock the cellular membrane, and then the cell swallows the glucose and eat it. Then it gets actually broken down and metabolized by something called the mitochondria, and then you yield something called ATP, ADP, and AMP. Adenosine triphosphate, adenosine monophosphate, and adenosine diphosphate. This is the energy. So we're talking about carbon. Carbon is on your periodic table. All carbon is sugar. Sugar breaks down into carbon. Carbon, what happens is you eat some sugar, right? You will eat the sugar. Once the sugar gets converted in the body, it is CHO. What the conversion is taken out of that hydrogen, because hydrogen is acidic. So once you take the hydrogen out of the CHO, it's just carbon and oxygen. This is alkaline. So sugar is alkaline. What's not alkaline is when they take the sugar out of something.
Thank you, Esadon. Love you.
Natural fructose.
Love you, Esadon.
And change the chemical composition because they put fire to it. The moment you put fire to it, it changed the chemical composition. Now they're heightening it. So they call this high fructose corn syrup. Now it's no longer a fructose, it becomes a dextrose, or it becomes a pentose, which is a 5-sugar phosphate, or they call it sucrose. These things are called polysaccharides. See that we're not talking about monosaccharides. Monosaccharides is what's in your fruits, what's in your vegetables. Polysaccharides is what they're creating in these white men.
Before therapy, I blamed everyone else for my problems. After therapy, I realized that the biggest problem was me.
Did you learn something today, Esadon? Besides you wanted Snickers for breakfast? Yeah, because that's the only thing you heard, Esadon. That's the only thing you heard, the Snicker part. Come on. But I know you learned a lot today, right? You learned a lot, right? That's what we're here for. Each one teach one. But definitely, y'all. Esadon is all love over here. Yeah. That's what we do. We spread love. That's the Brooklyn way. Yeah. Every day you learning, Esadon. Every day you learn something new. Let me get out of here. I don't want to fall asleep on the live. I'll go live tomorrow. I'm tired. I'm tired. Like the door. Yeah. Good night. I'm tired. That's done. Much love. I call it. I can't spoil it. I love y'all, man. Y'all stay up like a cup. Holler back when y'all collar crack. Salute. Yo. I've clicked and live, man. The fuck is wrong with this shit?